Hi everybody, it's December 21st, 2025. Um, it is crucial to understand how we paint over our lives, how we overlay meaning on our lives. Um, some of this happens, we could denote when we do this, when we assert cliches over our experience. And it doesn't feel right. When we put a cliche on top of our experience to explain it, we're like, this is more in the zeitgeist of everybody else, but this is my personal story. And I do not want to believe that this cliche applies to my life. And most of the time you are right, because cliches aren't readily applicable to the nuances of individualistic lives or the lives of individuals. And so you could kind of start to detach yourself from the hallucination that we all go through. And so you start to be careful with what you overlay over your experience. And the more that you get accustomed to getting an overview of your life that is more accurate, you will see that lots of things are reflexively trying to paint your life in a certain way to lead you astray. And I'm not saying that there's negative forces out there all the time doing this to you, even though it may be sometimes, may be the case sometimes, but a lot of times if you try to understand your life in a reflexive and a reactionary way, you won't see the truth that is closer to the truth. You won't see the meaning that is closer to the accurate, objective meaning of what you are going through in your life. And so once you start to understand yourself, love yourself, be patient with yourself, and learn how to associate with others in a more healthy way, the consensus that you gain internally of your life is going to be more helpful, and it's going to be more inspiring. And this is very tough to do if you do not believe in God, if you do not follow God, because the influences that take the place of God in lots of situations are exactly what you don't need to subscribe to, and they'll confuse you, or they may give you the answer, but you can't have faith in the answer because subconsciously you're looking for God, and you have taken God out of the equation. So that gets me to thinking. Sometimes we worship convenience. And I'm not saying that we worship convenience over God. We might start to believe that God is a God of convenience. And as we all know, many things in our life are not convenient. That is the bane of most of our existence, that things aren't convenient. But the way that things are structured in the Western world, they try to sell us things that are convenient. They give us services that seem convenient. But once we do that, we give up certain rights. We give up certain privacies that we have enjoyed before. And growing up in the 80s, right before the internet, things weren't always convenient, but things were more deep, they were more warm, they were more fun, they were more real. And I'm not saying that things can't be that way from now, but we were effortless. We had less effort for experiencing things that inspired and things that gratified. And so with this new culture of convenience, we put convenience over reality. We put convenience over truth. And we've been conditioned to do this. It's not like we chose this way quite unmotivated. You know, we were motivated to adopt convenience because it promised so much. It promised progress. It promised satisfaction. And so in our personal lives, when things are inconvenient, we start to blame ourselves. We blame the people in our life. We blame God. And God is purposely inconvenient sometimes, because for us people, that's the only way to get our attention. That's the only way to smack us awake when we are going down the wrong path, when we are not learning what we need to learn. or smack us awake so we could be there, be present to enjoy what he has given us, or what he is about to give us. So God is not necessarily a God of convenience. He can be, and when he is, we don't notice it most of the time. But when he is a God of inconvenience, it is for a purpose. And I know that everybody's going to say that's an excuse to say that we're suffering and God causes suffering and he doesn't care, or he only blesses us when things are inconvenient. That's not what I'm saying at all. God is inconvenient, as I said, for meaning, as I said, for learning. God is inconvenient for progress and elevation. And so when people are inconvenient, we kind of treat them the same way as we treat our inconvenient God. We get upset. We want to distance ourselves from them. We ghost them. We hurt them. We betray them. We cheat on them. We lie to them when they become inconvenient. And if you have any children in your life, they don't have to be your children. They could be your friend's children. They could be your brother or sister's children, or children that you have in your care. We learn that the most precious people on this earth are inconvenient most of the time, but yet most of us will give our lives for them. Most of us will give our last dime to them, and they are inconvenient, but they are incredibly precious. And so you have to start looking at people that are inconvenient as treasures, as sources of wisdom, sources for healing. And lastly, I'll say about inconvenience. If it weren't for inconvenient times, I would probably still be on my couch, tens of pounds overweight, lazy, and haven't accomplished anything, playing video games, overeating and watching TV and movies and getting bored with life. If things weren't inconvenient, I wouldn't feel like I had more of a grasp on where I'm going, on what I've been through. I wouldn't have been able to communicate with the people I love just how much I love them. I wouldn't be able to explain to anybody else, let alone myself, why I'm going through this, why I believe in God, and why he has changed my life. So it was the inconvenience of my life that gave me so much pain and gave me so much mystery, that has changed me into something that I finally learned to love, and changed me to something that could finally give love, because I know I have a good idea of what love in action is. So I hope this helps. Thanks.